What's up guys, it's Apple Raptor. I noticed a few people were having trouble with the Starstone Barrows expedition, so I decided to make a quick guide. This is a level 35 expedition, and it's a bit more complicated than the previous Amrine excavation expedition since it has some backtracking and side areas you'll need to be aware of to progress. You'll want to bring a full party of 5 that includes a healer and a tank with active taunts. This isn't necessarily required, but it will certainly make it a lot easier. Starstone Barrows isn't part of the main quest, so you'll have to acquire the tuning orb yourself and make your way to the entrance of the expedition located here, just southeast of Everfall. You'll find the entrance at the base of the shattered Obelisk, which is one of the most stunning landmarks in the game. Before entering the expedition, a side quest can be picked up called More Bones for Barkimedes from Simon Gray's dog Barkimedes back at the previous expedition's entrance to the south. It requires you to defeat 3 named mobs inside Starstone and collect dropped bones. This quest is optional, but I highly recommend it, and it can be completed as many times as you want. Once you enter the expedition, make your way through the ancient halls. The enemies are basic withered enemies you'll have fought before, and there isn't anything special here. When exiting the sealed chamber to the left, the expedition's gimmick comes into play. On either side of the entrance there are laser emitters. To pass through these, you need to crouch or prone underneath. These lasers cause instant death, and it isn't possible to revive players who get downed by them, as they will be instantly killed again after being revived. As you progress further beyond this point, there will be a moving emitter in the wall. Time your move carefully and be aware there are mobs waiting for you on the other side. Once you reach the Forbidden Passage, you'll be confronted with a maze of platforming and laser barriers. Make note of the moving laser in the wall here. Every few cycles there is a slow cycle where it is much easier to move forward. When making this leap, repeatedly pressing the jump key will ensure you grab onto the ledge. Once you reach this platform, press E on the altar to gain a protective shield. This shield will create a small bubble around you that will allow you and your party members to pass through the laser barriers. As you progress down the hallway toward the Ampitheater, make your way through the 2 moving lasers. These lasers also have a slow cycle, so wait for it if you're having trouble making it through. If you picked up the More Bones for Barkimedes quest, you'll find Ioane, the first named mob from the quest, in the Ampitheater. Once he is defeated, make sure to pick up the bone for the quest. As you enter the shattered obelisk, you'll notice a laser blocking your way. Defeat all the mobs in the area, and the laser will be disabled. As you cross the bridge, make note of the lasered off area to the right. You will be returning to this area at a later stage of the expedition. When coming down the stairs, you'll see two areas that are blocked by lasers. These areas will be accessible later in the expedition as well, but for now defeat the mobs and move forward through the door. Make your way to the Antechamber and defeat the enemies. For now, ignore the large wooden door at the far end of the room and head through the door to the right that leads to the halls of the Crypt. Fight your way through the mobs to the halls of the Crypt. Here you will be confronted by two named mobs. If you picked up the more bones for Barkimedes' quest, these are Lemos and Erebus, the final two mobs you need to complete the quest. After defeating them both, remember to pick up the bones before continuing. Once the enemies are defeated, obtain the protection shield from the altar. This will allow you and your team to continue forward. As you move on, make sure to avoid the moving laser trap just before the respawn point. As you re-emerge into the shattered Obelisk chamber, there will be a named mob. This enemy will repeatedly summon additional mobs, so focus your attacks on him. Once the enemies are defeated, head down the stairs to the right and obtain the protection shield again. The lasers ahead may or may not be operational, so better safe than sorry. Once across the room, defeat the mobs to unlock the chest. Obtain the Obelisk key from the chest and get the protection shield again from the nearby altar. Return to the unreachable area on the bridge and activate the altar to disable the lasers. Backtrack to the area where you re-entered this chamber. Note the door you originally used to get to the Antechamber is now sealed. Use the altar to bless the Obelisk key. You will now need to return to the Antechamber. Since the original path is sealed, you will have to return the way you came. Once you return to the Antechamber, use the blessed Obelisk key on the large wooden door. This hallway leads to the final boss. The final boss has two phases. In the first, he performs 10 melee attacks, followed by throwing a bone. The bone sticks in the ground and repeatedly summons mobs, so make sure you destroy them every time they get thrown. In his second phase, he alternates between jump attacks which cause a shockwave, throwing bones, and series of melee attacks. The jump attacks are difficult to avoid, but the shockwaves can be dodged or blocked if you are too close to where he lands. After he's defeated the second time, collect both the drop loot and the chest at the top of the stairs.